Well, it's Tuesday again. We'll be back right after this.
Let me tell you a little story about the waffle.
There was a thing.
Hey,
Hi,
Beth.
Beth.
Good morning.
Good morning, Beth.
Glad you're here.
She's on it.
Thanks for joining.
She is.
the
Yeah.
show. Appreciate that. So.
Wow, there's no energy from the right side of the table.
He's
Will's like,
cranky.
it's Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
You didn't sleep good.
I didn't sleep good.
Did you have a bad night?
The cat woke me up about 4:30.
Well,
And,
can I
never
talk
went
to you
back
about?
Never went back to sleep.
I mean, you invited the spawn of Satan into your
I
home,
understand.
and now you're crying about it.
No,
you
I'm
know,
not crying about it. I'm just stating
this
the facts.
feels like my life as a pastor. Like, oh, you're miserable. It's self-induced. Can we
Wait.
talk about it?
Fault.
You've invited Satan into your house, and now you want to whine about it.
That
Maybe talk about
escalated
soccer
quickly.
again.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you about Jesus. You know, get a puppy. All
Get a
right.
puppy.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know. My puppy.
Dogs are for insecure people. Because dogs,
okay.
dogs, you
Uh-huh.
know, they love you
Uh-huh.
regardless. Cats, you got to earn it, man. They don't care about
Again, let me talk to you about Jesus. You don't have to earn his love. He gave his love freely.
Well, you're
That
all
if by
you're all
faith-
right about that.
You receive his grace.
I went to a house the other day, and up walks this little, really cute black and white cat. It's coming up, and it's doing its
What is
thing.
wrong with you people? They're not cute. This is the problem.
It's
This is
cute.
the problem of
This is
evil.
the problem.
You think it's cute. You think it's sweet. Boom, sin gotcha.
Sin
I didn't know I was going to be preaching on the
No,
waffle
you're
this
going to get
morning.
on the pulpit this
But
morning.
here
I had
we
no
are.
idea. We're
Here we are.
It's intense.
It's like the oldest trick in the book. Oh, it's so cute.
It is so cute. And I
Did God
reached out-
really say?
He's still going.
I know. We'll just he'll wear himself out here in a minute.
Call in if you want
Call
help.
it, yes.
We'll
We're
put the
taking
number.
donations.
We'll
don't have
put
a-
the number at the bottom of the
We
screen.
don't have a
Make sure
number,
you give
but
to our
you
ministry.
Can comment and we'll see
comment.
what happens.
But no, the little cute cat walks, and it was really cute. It walks up to me, it's like, hi, you know, and I'm like, oh, hi, kitty cat. And the owner's like, she won't be nice long. And I'm like, oh. It was really funny, though.
We have a cat in our neighborhood, a stray, I guess, and it does this. It will
Yeah.
act cute. It will like rub itself all over your leg and then turn on you. Yeah, no, I can't tell you how many people it's bit. It is so evil.
They're sketchy.
Oh, they're so sketchy.
I
I
don't
hate
know.
them.
They're sketchy dogs.
I hate 'em.
though. I'm sorry. They're sketchy dogs.
Well, I don't know.
It's kind of like people that don't like baseball. Like I still remember this. Sometimes stuff just slips out, you know, when you don't think about what you're
Yeah.
saying. And I was eating at some
I
restaurant.
don't know what you're talking about. I'm
And
always
we were-
very thoughtful and measured in everything I say.
Same.
And we were eating some restaurant, and there was a baseball game on, and we were watching the ball game and talking about it. And the waitress comes over, and she says, I don't like, I've never liked baseball. I just said, yeah, you got to be smart to like baseball.
Oh.
And she
It's
said,
true, though.
she said, yeah. wait. But it is true. I mean, baseball is really more about the.
It is a big game of chess.
It is. It really
Yeah.
is.
Oh, baseball.
People look at me so funny when I was like, yeah, I love a 1-0 baseball game.
Yeah, it's
You
great.
know? If
Pitcher's
there's
duel.
12 strikeouts and, like, that is fantastic.
It's
What
fantastic.
pitch are you going to throw to that guy at this time
Yeah.
because of who's on base and what the count is and
What's
what the
happening.
score is and all that? It makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes me sad that they're trying to appeal to a broader audience by putting the pitch clock up there and
Oh, now they're like,
all the different rules
Yeah.
to try to shorten the game.
I'm just
You can't throw it up and in anymore and send a signal. You
the
get,
designated hitters. You want to talk about the spawn of Satan?
Yeah,
This
right.
designated hitter is the worst thing ever
This is-
for baseball.
yeah, I agree though. But but my point is, it's taken away the thinking aspect of it because now we got to do it quickly
Agreed.
and
Yeah, it's just
take away the fun,
go watch football.
the nuance.
Go watch
Did
football.
you guys have a good Father's Day?
Oh, you trying to change topics?
Yeah, she is. It's like stop.
Father's
You're
Day
just
was
like
good.
old man.
I know, a couple of
meandering.
grumpy old men.
Get off my lawn.
Get off
Yeah.
my lawn.
Well,
Baseball, cats, rough.
Father's Day was good,
Was it good?
Lauren. It was great.
Were
It
you
was fantastic.
celebrated?
I cooked. You know. Well, I cooked on Father's Day.
We went out. So it's it was it's preaching on Father's Day for
Yeah.
me. So, but it was
Yeah.
great. We had a great Sunday morning and huge crowd and
That's
a
good.
lot of fun Sunday morning. And then we went out to eat and then we went to Nakato. Hadn't been there in a long time. Nakato, and it was really good. It was fun. And
Kind
then,
of was a staple.
and then we got Andy's. I mean,
Well,
I was
can't beat
already
that.
stuffed. I'd already eaten too much. And
Kind
they're
of
like,
followed up with Andy. That's
let's just
heavy
ruin
Andy's.
let's ruin the day and let's have some Andy's.
I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and regret this.
And then I took a nap. I went home and took a nap.
Nice.
So it was a great
Solid
Father's Day. Watched a little soccer and then I piddled in the garden.
We hit Silverdar City.
What a day.
On
Very
Sunday.
nice. That's a very Father's Day thing to
Like
do.
to do that.
Futzing around Silver Dollar City.
Futzing.
No,
Is that what
here's
you
the
said?
thing.
Good word.
These, if you don't know about these tasting passes they've got going on down there,
Hey, listen. Talk about Groundhog's Day.
I know.
You've
Will's
talked
the
about this
tasting
on at
pass.
least
I know,
20
but they're
episodes.
freaking amazing.
It's
I mean,
it's a cool thing.
we got a tasting pass is $33 with a discount on our season's pass, and I mean, we got a flatbread pizza that it was a full pizza. It was
It
amazing.
was a full pizza.
It was worth it. And then we got like a pastrami sandwich. It was great.
I had a friend who was in from out of town, and
Sponsored by Person, Family, and
he went and he had posted. He goes, they told you like one tasting pass you could share this as a couple, but
Yeah.
no, we got two,
Yeah.
and we did it right. And
Yeah.
they were bragging, and I saw a picture of the flatbread pizza. It looked,
Yeah.
yeah, looked good.
It's awesome.
So,
Let's do it.
yeah, well, good. I'm glad you had some Father's Day bliss.
That is very Father's Day fatherly.
What did you do for Jesse?
I asked Jesse all week. I'm like, Jesse and I just got in the habit of like, what do you want to do on Mother's Day or
Mm-hmm.
Father's Day, and let the person who's doing it pick instead of trying to guess for them what they want. And so he thought about it all week, and he was like, I want to go to a Springfield Cardinals game Saturday night. I was like, okay. So I went in and I'm like, well, where do you want to sit? And so I got tickets, and it was Bluey night, which we love Bluey, so we were excited about that. Even though the girls are a little older for Bluey, but it doesn't matter. It's amazing. And so we got there early, which we never do. Like, we're always rolling in as the national anthem's going. So I'm like, let's get there early, and, we get our food and stuff, because we're sitting down kind of like, I don't know, basically second row from the opposing team's dugout. So we get there, and the weather's pretty good, and we walk in, and they've got like a meet and greet going on with a, Bluey, a mascot. And there's like 3 lines, and I'm like, I look at this, and there's no clear sign that says like, pay or something. And so I walk up and to the longest lines far to the right, and I look at this lady. I'm like, do you have to pay for this? And she's like, no, they have fast passes or meet and greet, whatever. It's in those lines. But because they were taking pictures with your phone, all right? There's like a whole tent set up, and there's Bluey. And I'm like, okay. So we stand there for a little bit, and Bluey needs a drink of water. So
Bluey, take the mask off.
Bluey, with his keeper, goes off like this because he's big.
A handler.
And I'm like, this is taking a long time. Like, girls, do you want to continue to
Bluey's not getting water, is he?
No.
Bluey's
He's having
gone
a
to the
schmoke.
bar. Yeah.
He's having a smoke. And so we're like, let's go. Let's just go. Maybe we'll try to do this later. So we leave. And so we go get our food, and we sit down, and we eat a pizza from Domino's, and it starts raining, second inning, downpour, full-blown downpour. And, the whole crowd gets under, and we wait, and it just pours, okay? And so we go back, meander back down to our seats. I pull a mom move and load my pockets with paper towels,
Nice.
and we wipe off the seats.
Yep.
And we get back down there. We wait, and they're trying to get the field together. And probably about 45 minutes of waiting, we were like, it's probably time to go. Because at this point, it's like after 8,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay. So we're like, we'll get a picture with Bluey as we're walking out. Okay. I've spent $200
sorry, kid.
at this point. I mean, we're $100 into tickets, and we're, we got ice cream, which we couldn't finish because, again, it was rain delay, so we need something to do. So we get ice cream. We're like, I can't finish this because we just ate pizza. We're $200 into this Father's Day excursion
Without a pitch of baseball.
with 2 innings of baseball. And we go up, and Bluey's there. There's really like nobody. I saw nobody in line. Jesse says there were some people in line. So I go to the far queue, and the girl's like, oh, you can get your ticket. And we're like, what? It's $15. And I go, we're not paying that.
It is now.
We're not
It was
paying
free
that.
before.
We're not paying that. We're done. I'm out of here.
Wow.
But people had paid extra to do a meet and greet with the Bluey and have their
With the
phone
Bluey.
take. And I'm like, come
Well,
freaking on.
With your own phone.
Here's the thing, though.
phone.
The Springfield Cardinals had to pay Disney a large chunk of change
To have
to
Bluey.
have Bluey.
Yeah.
Is Disney own Bluey?
Yeah.
Disney owns the world.
I know
Disney owns
that.
everything. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
It's on Disney Plus, but it didn't. I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. It's an Australian production, so I don't know how that all works.
They
but-
paid somebody.
Oh yeah, somebody got paid.
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody got paid a bunch.
There's where your $15.
I was
is
like,
gonna go.
really? The game. Ultimately, the game got rained out.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
just like,
Oh, good. So you get
We didn't
get a
miss
rain check.
anything.
You can go back and
oh wait, it's like the next day at noon, and we're like,
yeah.
no.
Always love that.
Should have been Silver Dollar City.
You could have gotten a pass.
It cost
You-
more money.
You could have gotten the food pass.
Yeah, you could have got a tasting pass. It'd be awesome.
Jesse would not want to go to Silver Dollar City. No offense to Silver Dollar City. Apparently, they're our sponsors, but I don't think Jesse would want to do that on Father's Day.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't know. It was ridiculous. And then at the same time, like I'm at the stadium and I'm reading about that the Missouri taxpayers are going to pay for the stadium.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's a fun conversation that
I'm
came up
like,
last week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Not a bright moment,
Nope.
especially if you're on the right side of things politically. You go, whoa, wait, what are we doing here?
What are we doing, fellas?
That's not why we put you in office.
are we
Everything
doing?
comes back to what is the proper role of government.
It's
Oh,
interesting.
man.
It's
You
very
start there.
interesting.
Yeah, that was ugly.
I did like what did anybody listen to Darren Chappell's speech?
I
on the
did. I
floor?
listened to his great. Did a great job.
He did a great job.
He did a great
said,
job.
"Listen, I've
He called a spade a spade.
He did. He said, I have never knowingly violated my oath
Yeah.
to office, and I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, and this bill is unconstitutional in at least like three ways." And he listed why they were unconstitutional. He's like, I don't know how any of you in good conscience can vote for this.
Yeah.
Understanding that
job.
you are violating your oath when you do so.
Yep.
And he's like, everybody just shrugs their shoulders and votes for it anyway.
No,
Yeah.
we love the Chiefs. We love
Yeah.
the Royals.
Yeah.
We love the
We
yeah.
love
it's
Them
like,
anyway, but they
Yeah.
should pay their own wages like the rest of us.
I'm
do.
sure there's been lots of phone calls. that have been made.
billionaires can build their own stadium.
I'm
think.
sure there's
Yeah.
been lots of phone calls made about lots of things on that deal.
Hey, listen, it was sad.
A lot of backs
It was
scratched.
sad that Stan the Man took his stadium to L.A. Took his beloved Rams. But it was
I
You
just
said
think,
Stan the Man. I think Stan
not-
Musial.
yeah. No, Stan the
not
Crook
Kronk.
is what I should say.
Cronky.
I just think that
Stan
the,
Crookie.
Yeah.
the taxpayers of that county didn't want it. So that should tell you.
But yeah,
a lot.
Jackson County voted against
They
it.
voted against it.
Yeah.
And if you put it to a state vote, guess what would happen? It'd fail.
I
Pretty confident.
suspect it would.
I'm pretty confident it would fail.
Yeah.
And I'm really confused about what all they bundled in that, because then there's this new thing about, and I've tried to understand this a little bit, something about property taxes.
Yeah, freezing property
And
taxes for
some
seniors.
Counties, no, this is different than that.
It was interesting,
Some
yeah.
counties will be a 5% county, and some counties will be a 0 county, and some counties will not be included, but it doesn't mean if you're a 0 county that your property taxes won't go up, blah, blah, blah. It made no freaking sense.
Well, and if I heard Darren correctly last Thursday, that part was put in it to get it passed, but it will be stripped because it's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And
So here
therefore,
we are back again.
all we're doing with this bill is actually paying for the stadiums of wealthy people.
Yep.
And the thing that would have gotten people to be excited about it or for it is actually going to be taken away from
Because
the
it
bill.
was intentionally written, it would
Because
appear, in
it's-
an unconstitutional
it's not-
manner
I mean,
in
yeah.
order for it to be. They passed it to say, look, we passed it, knowing it
Yeah.
was never going to fly.
Right.
And
Dirty, dirty, dirty.
It is.
Dirty politics.
I don't feel good
It's
about
gross.
any of it. I don't like
I need a bath just talking about
It's
it.
icky.
And I'm not a bath guy, but anyway.
Or a cat guy. No
or a
baths
cat
and
guy.
cats for Ballard.
Yeah. I think cats would approve of that bill.
Your nightmare is a bath of cats.
It is a bath of cats. That's oof. Ugh. And if there's clowns involved, I'm done.
not a clown fan.
Not a fan of clowns. There's a
Are you a clown fan?
yeah.
I'm indifferent to
You're
clowns.
indifferent to clowns and cats. Well, he loves cats actually.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other about clowns.
I'm clown neutral.
I'm worried.
Cat positive.
I'm
cat
worried
negative.
about your salvation and
Pro
stuff.
gun. Pro gun.
Bro guy.
Hey, we come together on guns. There we go.
That's right.
We found some common ground,
Find some time to-
so we can shoot the cats.
I know. I knew you were going to say that. I knew that was coming.
And I'm not allowed to say I would shoot the clowns.
Yeah.
But you,
Although, you know,
I don't
remember
want the FBI knocking on my door.
Well, I understand that, but you remember that a few years ago there was a scary clown trend where
Yeah,
people
that
would dress
was
up as
stupid.
clowns, like in
Ah,
October.
that's a
That
good
was
way to get shot.
stupid.
It is a very good way to get shot.
Yeah.
Very good way.
Not saying I would shoot one. I'm just saying it's not the best move.
It could happen.
It could definitely happen.
Yeah.
Don't be surprising me in a clown costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't recommend it.
Not a good idea.
Probably not going to end well for either one of us.
No.
Why isn't Ballard on the waffle anymore? Serving this time.
It's just clown attack. This is one
Long,
of the more
protracted
random
legal battle.
Anybody had any good tacos recently?
Had some last night, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
I made tacos last night too.
tacos.
We had some
Yeah.
fish tacos over the week.
Oh, fish tacos. we had our year-end girls soccer team banquet. We celebrated the season. And
Oh, that's nice.
tacos, that was the menu. So
Tacos.
Tacos.
It was delicious.
Presented
What are you
tacos.
gonna do?
Thanks for changing the topic before I get myself in legal trouble.
Yeah. Good tacos.
What have you
Yeah.
talked about this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, cats shooting clowns. Tacos.
Tacos.
Government.
And the tasting pass. is over our
Sponsors.
city.
Yeah.
Sponsors.
I was
Who's
waiting
now
for him
no
to say,
longer our
"Yeah, I
sponsor."
got the tasting pass. They had tacos."
Yeah, tacos.
So in our city's like, will you stop talking about me on your show? I don't want to be cats and tacos.
Oh, come on.
Taco cats and clowns.
They love us.
Ooh, now cat tacos.
Cat tacos.
Could get into that.
gross.
You want to eat a cat? I've been to China. I've probably eaten a cat.
Forsyth has a Mexican
I-
Chinese buffet or a burrito or something like that. Does it have cat in it?
I don't know. If, in China.
Is it Forsyth?
I feel like cats aren't worth it.
That restaurant.
They put one of those in Ozark. It did not last.
Yeah.
I was not impressed.
It's a good idea. I just always thought the
Chinese-
execution was poor.
Chinese Mexican burrito.
I made a chimichanga one time, and I filled it with cashew chicken and fried
I
rice.
remember that phase. I
Yeah,
remember the
it's fine.
chimichanga phase.
Yeah. Well, I've
that was in
concluded
like
Not a bad-
season 3
not a
of
bad
Waffle.
idea.
you can make a chimichanga and put anything in it you want.
Well, yeah.
And-
It's a deep fried shell.
Yeah, and I think that's an amazing opportunity.
Have at it, big boy.
I made a Big Mac chimichanga one time.
Oh, man, dude.
I do remember the chimichanga phase. That
Yeah.
was the thing. I think it was like season 3.
Probably.
Wilson and
I'm
chimichanga.
I'm amazed you remember season by season.
I'm just guessing.
We can
I
make a
don't.
chimichanga and put anything. I think you put a lasagna in it would be really
Well,
good.
yeah, you could
Spaghetti and
lasagna
meatballs.
changa.
Spaghetti and meatballs. You know, it'd be like a meatball sub. kinda.
Lasagna changa. What
it's,
can
it's
you
handheld
changa?
now.
Huh?
It's handheld now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I think I'm just.
Not against it.
We're not getting any comments. Everybody's like,
Everybody's tuned. Nobody's
I know.
watching.
What the
I was
crap?
talking to some people last night that saw the show for the first time last week.
Yeah,
and I
now
was
they're
like,
wa-
"Oh, we're gonna have a big crowd this morning."
Yeah. And
Probably
they
not.
watch this and like, you've been doing this for 5 years.
you're like, who watches this crap?
Nobody watches it. We just
my
keep doing
God.
Our
it.
potential guest has decided just as I'm not coming on.
He's
Yeah.
like, I
don't know.
listened
don't
to
know.
some of it
I
on
don't
the
know.
way
He may be
here,
out there
and I
and has
changed
not
my
come in.
mind.
I don't know. But
It's not what I want to be part of.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
who
want to be
could
associated
who could
with
blame
this.
him? Who would want to be affiliated with
Oh
this?
my gosh. It's good stuff.
Oh, well, I know. I did my duty. I preached the gospel this morning on
did.
the waffle, and,
It's
I don't know if anybody listened to me.
A lot of ways. A lot of ways today. It's fun. It's exciting.
Well, yeah, it's summer.
It is
It's
summer.
like it's going to
It's
be hot
hot.
and nasty today.
hot.
We finally got out of the extended spring, and
Yep.
all you people that love 105-degree heat index, well, here you go.
Yeah.
I saw the
Not a huge
signs
fan.
of summer popping up all over here recently.
Is
the,
that poison
the
ivy?
fireworks tent.
Oh,
Fireworks tent. Yeah, I saw that. Poison, I love how you went straight to
Poison
poison ivy.
I
That's
recently
hilarious.
had it, so I'm kind of freshly irritated about it. Yeah.
No, not a fan.
It's understandable.
It is fireworks season.
Yeah.
They're out there. What day do they open?
I saw tents going up.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's like
Any
2
day-
weeks. Like they have
any
2
day
weeks
now.
to sell them or something. I think
they
it's,
get a full month,
mandated.
don't they?
Is it a month? I don't know.
Maybe it is
I
2
don't
weeks.
know. It's got to be like 2 or 3
Feels like
weeks.
it's longer than that.
Because I haven't seen anybody actually. I mean, the tents
No,
are
they're not
up, but I
selling it.
haven't seen the fireworks going out of
I'm
the
starting to
tent.
see the advertisements for them. So
Advertisements.
Well, and this is the fun time of year for all you Rogersville residents and the community residents pages to get
talk about when you can and can't,
can
and,
and can't and,
and,
Yeah.
and tell on people who are,
Yes.
who shouldn't be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually it's already started by now. Maybe nobody's got any money to. The economy can definitely be. I don't know.
All of our money's going to them dang billionaires building their
Studied.
stadiums.
Yeah, that's right.
studied on
Yeah.
fireworks participation.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, you got to have some fireworks.
Yeah, you got to have some fireworks.
Are you really a redneck if you're not blowing crap up this time of year?
I mean, no, you have to have fireworks. It's a thing. It's a God-given right.
You're doing it right. You have potato cannons. I'm just saying.
You know, one of the girls mentioned, we were explaining what potato cannons were to the girls the other day, and they're like, we should build one. I'm like, I mean,
You
I guess
should.
we could.
You really should.
I don't know.
It's science.
Yeah, it's science. That could be a fun summer project, a tater cannon.
They're super fun.
I remember always having problems with the igniter as a kid, and we used lots of WD-40 to spray into the tube.
Well, we never used WD-40. We used hairspray.
I think
yeah.
hairspray was one too.
Final note.
Maybe
There
the
you
one
go.
on East Sunshine opened yesterday.
That
That's
one's been around.
if that
one's
one's-
been there for 50 years.
it has been there.
If
a
that
long
one's
time.
open, they're all open then.
It used to be
Yeah.
Crazy Dave. Remember
Daves,
Crazy
yep.
Dave's fireworks?
Black Cat and Crazy Dave's.
Yep.
Meow.
No, we used Aquanet hairspray to fuel our potato cannons. And what did you guys use for an igniter?
I still
It was
use
a-
Aquanet.
It was a
this morning.
clicker.
Daily?
It was a propane
you're
grill
talking-
clicker.
Yeah.
igniter.
That's
The
what we
red
used
button,
to.
and
Yeah,
you
the
connect
red
it with
button.
the wire.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I feel like we used hairspray and WD-40.
Wow, that's
Maybe
bold.
maybe I'm
That's
thinking-
bold.
The last fail I had was the clean out cap
Yeah.
failed. It blew,
Blew
out.
out, blew out
darn.
the
Blew
back.
out, yeah.
Hope you weren't
Watch your
standing
eyes.
behind it.
Watch your eyes.
No.
Wear safety goggles, kids.
Jack's mother-in-law
We didn't.
was
right.
firing it at the time, and it blew a hole in her shirt. It was awesome.
So I have to tell my
was
mother-in-law it was amazing.
It was really
She
good.
hates us.
No, it was like 2 years ago.
That is
so.
really funny. Blew a hole in her shirt.
It did.
That's classic.
I felt really bad about it too.
Back it up,
I
Mom.
have to tell my mother-in-law, like over the like last week, she got one of those plastic cap guns, and the plastic cap gun has the little ring of
I didn't know they
caps.
still had those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
they,
sure.
oh yeah, they sell them. And so my nephew Jesse got the little cap gun, and I guess first fire. So it's a little plastic, used revolver looking thing. Fires, the thing ignites.
Nice.
Okay. So freaks him out.
That's
He
awesome.
shot it inside, and so it's flaming, and he screams, and his mom was like, "Oh, just thought he screamed because of the noise, and then realizes, no, this is a real
We got a-
scream.
we got a fire.
situation. There's a
There's a
fire.
fire.
Well, he chucked it on the bed.
Oh no.
No.
But so anyway, they got it out. Nobody was hurt or anything, but we were just hee-hawing about it. And my mother-in-law was kind of, upset because, it caught fire in her grandson's hand. I understand that. I understand the protective grandma. But, I'm like, we have
Just
no
building
sympathy.
character.
We used to do
Just building
everything we
character.
possibly could to light stuff on fire
Oh,
and
yeah.
blow it up. That was just part
Does he
of
still
the
have all
course.
his fingers?
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Well, then,
Learning lesson.
I learned early. I think it was like 5 years old the first time I was handling firework, and I caught my shorts on fire.
Hello?
It was like, I reared back to throw it, and I came back, and it literally caught the shorts on fire.
Come on in,
Yeah,
Scott.
come on
Come on
in.
in.
We got
You're
I'll
down
slide
here.
over.
We thought maybe you decided you didn't want to be part of this, but
Oh, no. You haven't heard the conversation this morning.
You wouldn't be here.
I
grab
like
this
this
mic.
is
Here we go.
the most-
You betcha.
Oh,
I
man.
navigated the 7 exits to get here.
Yeah, that's
It-
fun.
Until you know, it's a little.
Oh.
You'll
Google
get-
Maps doesn't understand
People
it.
have options.
You'll
That's
get
good.
you'll get
Yeah.
locals fired up right
You're gonna
away
have to
bringing
scoot
that up.
a little bit closer
And
to
I
us to
like-
be on
Come into
camera.
the- come
Yeah.
into the
Okay.
screen
Maybe
here.
There we
dust the
go.
I know,
camera a little bit.
There
I know
we
you're
go.
all about radio, but we're
It's
we're
right.
about TV.
You bet. Yeah. No, I mean, it's great for Google Maps because if you miss that, it just reroutes.
Yeah,
Reroutes.
yeah,
it's
it
good.
does.
So you got to see all of Rogersville.
I
A
did.
couple
Yes.
times.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
so funny. Oh, man.
So for those who
Okay.
don't know, we've got Scott Purrier with us this morning. So I invite
Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
all over media, has been for years, right?
About 40 years, yeah. I started in the newspaper world at the News Leader back when there was a thing called a newspaper. You know,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
And there were sports scores and
Box scores.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
and stuff. And
I miss those days. Looking for my name in the box.
Well, and yeah, it's sad. You know, we had a staff of probably 10 in sports now, and bless his heart, Wyatt Wheeler's a one-man operation now in sports, but it's a different world now. But I was there 20 years, and then I started doing radio with Ned Reynolds in 2000. Did about 15 years of that on the Sports Reporters in the morning. Did about 11 years, 5 days a week. And I always joke that I spent more time with Ned than any of his wives ever did. You know, and stuff. So
I didn't expect a Ned burn today.
yeah. And,
I love it. Just jump right in.
but and you know, I've been doing a podcast for Midwest Family here the last couple of years. Really enjoying that. I did go back and try to do radio with Ned, and they moved the show to 7 a.m. and
Oh,
that
gross.
5 a.m. prep was just starting to take its
They
toll.
conned
You
me
paid
into
your
doing
dues.
that. Wake up Springfield a couple
Ew.
mornings and hosting
Yeah,
that show, and I was
yeah.
like, it was fun, but holy cow, getting up at 4.
No.
Well,
way.
and the beauty is the traffic's really light at 6:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nice
Yes.
too. But no, so enjoying the podcast life. You know, I get to pick who I talk to, like you guys do, and talk sports once a week. And going to have Molly Miller, formerly Molly Carter, on today for this week. So it's been fun. Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool.
Well, and you know, I recently reconnected with you because I saw on Facebook you've kind of launched a new venture. I know you're in the Medicare space.
Yeah.
You do the Medicare supplement, but you got something new, which attracted my attention because of what I do.
Sure, yeah. My sons and I have launched a business called Your Legacy Video.
Okay.
And we're starting a book now for appointments in July, but it's really kind of a, you know, and it does pair well with what you do, Will, because it's kind of a living your life story on video, you know, and it's a chance to come in and sit down and do a one-on-one interview for 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, whatever it takes, and we'll prep for it with a questionnaire before, you know, to what they want to talk about, and then kind of get that on, documented on video. And my son, my youngest son's a junior at Arkansas, University of Arkansas, that's in video production, and he does intro videos for a lot of the schools around here and stuff, so he's kind of well-versed in that. So got an older son that's in the business and finance world, so I said, you take the business side, I'll do the interviews, and Nate, our youngest, will do the production. And so really
cool.
excited to do it. You know, it was born out of several things, you know, in my life. Lost a close friend at age 50 back in November. You know, he had three sons that are
Yeah.
teenagers and 21, and you know, their kids, when they have kids, will never know what a great guy their dad was, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff, and never see him on video or hear him. They'll just hear stories of him. And personally, in my own life, I lost my grandpa when I was about 7 or 8, and he was a captain in the Los Angeles Police Department. And so,
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
the stories.
if my mom and her parents had never come back to Ginger Blue Resort for a vacation from Los Angeles, I would not be here.
Oh.
You know, yeah, because my dad was a Knoll, Missouri native, and so that's where they met. Yeah,
Wow.
but just the stories I think that he could tell, you know, that I'll never know.
Yeah.
And I'm in my early 60s now. Would love to know about, you know, the famous arrests and the
Yeah.
cases they cracked and things like that. And then I also lost my father when I was 15. And, you know, when you're 15, you think you are cognizant of everything, but you're really not. You're
Yeah.
still caught up in what you're doing and stuff. So kind of thinking of all those things and just a way to document somebody's life, you know, put it on tape and video, and then create ways for them to have links and private channels to go watch it for the next 20 or 30 years when their kids and grandkids get old enough to kind of comprehend well, I remember Grandpa, but I don't really remember him, And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's weird too because we have all these video devices everywhere now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like we have less storytelling going on.
Absolutely.
Like when you go to a
Got
family
a picture of your
event-
lasagna, but I don't
Yes.
know what
I don't
you were
know
about.
anything about you.
I have a picture of the flatbread I got with my tasting pass.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, because you go to a family function and everybody eats and they chat for a little bit, and then the kids kind of shuffle off and get on their phones, and some of the adults do that, and
Yeah.
not everybody's sitting around talking to each other anymore.
And we've got VHS tapes, we have scrapbooks, there's genealogy reports. Let's put all that into kind of one format.
Yeah.
And, I've got a 2-year-old grandson that I just love spending time with. If I could somehow figure out how to work full time watching my grandson, except my rate's probably gonna be a little too high for my kids.
Yeah.
But we have another one due this week, and I
Aw.
just, he calls me Bop Bop, and I'm kind of thinking that, he knows me now as Bop Bop, but when he's 15, 20, and I'm gone, or if I'm gone, hopefully not. Let's knock on this. Is this wood?
It's
It is
wood,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, yeah.
Just for a way to the parents to say, hey, watch this video. This will tell you more about your grandpa. So,
Yeah.
so I just thought it was a good time to kind of launch that. And just like it pairs well with Will, I'm in the Medicare space. So Medicare supplements, Advantage plans, hospital indemnity, all that stuff. And so that's an age group that probably can use some help there too.
Yeah, no,
That's neat.
for sure.
That's
I always
cool.
tell my clients, because we have an online portal that we make available to our clients, and they can put anything in there. We tell them, put your family photos in it, put your
Yeah.
videos, and I always jokingly tell them, record a video, tell everybody what you really think about them, and we'll just pull out your funeral, after you're gone. It'll be
Exactly.
The airing
great.
of
Yeah.
grievances.
The airing of grievances. Yeah.
Well, and I just, I'm looking forward to the first, because we'll let couples come on and talk, and I can't wait till the first fight between, no, you're wrong, Harold.
not how that happened.
It was 1947, not 57. And I don't know if we're going to have a lot of editing, post-editing with that,
You got to leave that stuff
Oh, you're
in.
just
That's
like,
what the
yeah,
kids.
well,
That's what the
that's
kids
what
need
kids
to see.
remember.
Yeah, hey, grandkids, here's how Grandma and Grandpa used to fight. Yeah, and who would win? Yeah, so,
Exactly.
it should be fun.
I
yeah.
love
It's
it.
really
That's
good
very
stuff.
cool.
No, I love that. I always tell my kids, I wish that I had spent more time asking my grandpa questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Oh
he's
my
gone
gosh,
now,
yes.
greatest generation, World War II guy, and so I got little bits. But now that he's gone, I realize I didn't ask enough because, as you
Yeah.
said, well, I was caught up in my own world as a 8, 10, 12-year-old boy. I didn't think to say,
Sure.
"Hey, tell me
Sure.
about that,
Well, and kind of one of the final things that kind of drove this idea was I had, I was at Drury for 11 years as athletics marketing and sports information. And one of the baseball players there, when I was there, called me 2 or 3 months ago and said, hey, my grandpa's 96. He has terminal cancer. He plays golf 3 days a week. He's had 17 hole-in-ones.
Wow.
Would you come down and write a story on him so we have that? And I got to thinking, better yet, and unfortunately he never made it. It hit him quick and stuff. But just those kind of things that are out there that, you want to catch people while they're still, cognizant enough to talk about in detail, and you never know when that time was. My friend was 50.
Yeah.
And, I know 2 guys that I covered back when they were great high school athletes that have had strokes, and they were in their late 40s.
Yeah.
And you just never know.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put the fear in people, but it's present. It's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and those folks, those parents, grandparents, they remember their parents and their grandparents that we don't.
Yeah.
And to find out, kind of, in the genealogy, where do you come from? Where were these people? And, it's we've come so far so fast in our culture. My dad went to a one-room schoolhouse.
Yep.
His parents, his dad, they grew up in, a kind of a one-room building was their home, no insulation, just no running water.
Yeah.
And it's just not that long ago.
And to hear it from somebody that was around it and experienced it's going to be so much more impactful than us trying to, go 2 or 3 different layers of people because we know how high school athletes, they were all state now. Back then, they didn't even get off the bench, because it gets embellished a little bit along the way. And I will say we're going to run a test demo later this week with Ned Reynolds.
Okay.
My time with him, a lot of people don't know this, but when I was a freshman at then SMS back in 1981, I dropped so many classes that I needed to find something to go do before my mom would kill me. And my advisor said, well, there's an internship at this TV station, KY3, with the sports director. Do you want to do it? And I had no options.
Wow.
And so I went out there in 1981 and actually interned with Ned for a semester, and got to know him then. And who knew, 25 years
That's
later, we'd
crazy.
be doing radio every morning. But somebody needs to tell his story, because I mean, he's 84, I think now, and we're not guaranteed tomorrow, and
Yep.
it just needs to be documented. And I just think of so many people. John Q. Hammonds, somebody should have done this, and
what an interesting life.
Bobby Allison,
Yeah.
people
Oh,
like
yeah.
that had such an impact on our area, a big impact, and we just go by newspaper clippings, and we don't really see them telling their story.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a website up or anything yet?
We do, yeah. YourLegacyVideo.com is the website, and we just got it launched, and we'll take the phone numbers on there to call with questions about, how does the process work? What do I need to do? And we'll just book your appointment and go from there.
Yeah, well, I know you got a Facebook page because that's how I found you.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we probably ought to land this
That is
airplane.
very cool.
Anything
Yeah.
anybody else wants to get out there before we shut it down?
I
No?
think we covered every topic on the planet.
Yeah, cats are evil, and
You missed the cats and tacos.
Cats are evil?
and-
get your tasting pass.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back next week. Bye.